Saturday Night Live. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? "16 seconds in, it's showing 0 online. One thumbs up. Purple tool bags. Pelter wraps, tourniquets, DVD bags, OD 2-point slings, Arid mini packs, black mini packs. I would bet that every bit of that has sold out already. If you think you're interested in having any of it, I would go right now. I would not wait. I would go right now and check the item that you're interested in, and if it'll let you put it in the cart, then there's one left, and we will ship it to you Monday. Yero, what's up? Martinez, Landau, Rich Smith, Adam Smith, Sakota, what's up? Steve Wong, Desert Rat, Garth Waite, what's up? Chuck Peoples, how are you? Hello, hello. How is everybody? Chase, what's up? Oh, you got an NSW, Malcolm. Right on, man. That thing will ship out Monday morning. Chase, none. All gone. Which all gone? Which ones? What did I get done? Shit. I moved 14 tractor loads of, or skid steer loads of wood mulch up to the top of the hill. I put down several bags, I don't know, 5, 6 bags of old corn, cracked corn that was molded, several bags of sweet feed, several bags of black tar sunflower seeds that mice had gotten into. And we're starting to hold a lot more feed. So those were stacks on pallets that I want to put other stuff in their place. So I took it all up to the top of the hill where we'd had a ton of tractor damage from the ponds. There was a bunch of just raw dirt, and it was starting to erode. So threw all that stuff down and then spread out all those bucket loads of wood mulch, and then hard raked them out by hand. So got that done. Torched tons of stuff all around the building. Plants and grass and seed heads coming up. I've got a lot of vegetation coming up that's never come up before. It seems like every year that happens. And I'm not sure where it comes from, because it's in places where it's not just from birds dropping it. So it's weird, some of the places that it's at. But I torched for, well, probably 2 hours out there today. Just a ton of stuff, putting stuff away on the property, rolling hoses up. Lot of stuff outside, almost all day until dark, actually. And then sewed for a little while, cleaned some stuff on the tables. Amanda's been making hanks all day long. Chris Watkins, what's up, buddy? Do you cook your flour to kill the bugs in it before you store it? No. Like, I think people have this idea, like, when people ask me that, I want to be like, what does your food storage look like? Like, if you're able to cook every bag of flour that you're storing, you don't have nearly enough food. If like I know dudes, when I look at their food storage, I'm like, holy fuck, we're not anywhere prepared. Like, I store stuff in 5-gallon buckets. And wheat, right? Okay, so if we're talking about wheat will eventually go rancid. So what do? Well, you store wheat. You don't store flour. You store. Did you say flour or did you say wheat? What did you ask me? Let me look. Flour. Okay, so flour goes rancid over time. You'll get years out of it. You can, and when you cook it, I mean, you might not even taste the rancidness in it if you cook it and add the other, sugar and salt and yeast or whatever. So you store wheat because wheat stores for, I mean, they're pulling wheat out of the pyramids, sprouting it, and it's fucking growing today, nowadays. So you store wheat, you get a grinder, you make your own flour. But like rice and stuff, there's bugs in everything. Put some O2 absorbers in there. The bugs, are they going to, if they're in a Mylar bag with O2 absorbers, the bugs, the eggs that are there will sprout. I don't know how long they're going to go and how many cycles they're going to run until they're out of the oxygen. I mean, you put 3,000 cc's of O2 absorber in there, and it's going to suck up. We have opened, we've opened buckets. I've opened buckets with no Mylar bags or O2 absorbers. I've opened buckets of rice that I put away probably 15 years ago, and there's no visible bugs in them. And then other stuff has tons of visible bugs in it. So I don't know. Like you could freeze it, but when you freeze it and you take it out of the freezer, it has condensation. So you've got to wait several days for it to come to room temperature, get the moisture out of it, and then bag it up. That's a lot to do. When I look at other people's food storage, they're not storing 55-gallon, or not storing 5-gallon buckets. They're putting their shit in 55-gallon drums. And like, that's a ton of food. And if you buy it in bulk like that, you buy it considerably less money, per pound. But no, I don't. To answer your question, I don't. And I have, I don't know, hundreds of bags of flour, wheat, salt, shit like that. We go to Sam's Club and Costco, and we like, I feel like you need to be careful talking about this. I have a lot of people that are local here now that listen to me, which always surprises me. But like, your pantry should look like Costco. You're gonna eat a lot of that stuff, and then you're gonna figure out, and hopefully you already know, most people storing flour have never made bread. And if it comes to the point, times get tough and you start eating your food storage, any little slip or regression or problem or issue, the next thing that happens is your source of cooking goes off, right? So electricity becomes intermittent, or your natural gas goes off, or you just simply can't afford it anymore. So you better figure out how to cook that shit over fire at that point. And if you're in that situation, chances are your neighbors also are. And if you prepped, your neighbors didn't prep. So if they smell smoke, they assume food. So you have to, there's a lot that goes with all of that. And you were fucking going to bed and waking up worth of away from that. I mean, you could go to sleep and things are fine and wake up, and all of a sudden civilization, as you know it, is changed. 50 pounds of rice, 25 pounds of beans to put in Mylar bags and buckets, along with about 15 pounds of salt. Didn't get to do it today, right on. The beauty of that, Chuck, is you can walk out in your garage right now and do it. Or tomorrow, or if it's raining or whatever. I mean, it can always be done. And as far as the bugs in it, if you're hungry and you open that shit up and there's some weevils in there, and it comes to the point where you're opening that up and you might use that shit, I guarantee you're going to cook it up. You're going to put some soy sauce on there and you're never going to see them fucking weevils. Or hot sauce or whatever else. Just getting started. So, Jason, man, just get started. Just get started. And rather than flour, man, go buy yourself, I mean, you can get some flour, but go buy yourself beans and rice. And you can buy, the bigger bags of rice you buy, the less you're going to pay per pound. Although that has not been the case recently. When you find 50-pound bags of rice, it's not always per pound cheaper to buy the 50-pound bag of rice because it's a different type of rice or a different brand of rice. Locally here, in the last 6 months, we haven't seen a 50-pound bag of rice. I bought some last week when I was in Clarksville, and they had some. not the brand we normally buy, something I've never seen before. So just get that shit, put it in bags, put it in buckets, put O2 absorbers in there. You can seal your Mylar bag with a curling iron, with a crimping iron. You can seal it with a clothes iron, but you can buy an impulse sealer which does it properly, and you can buy an impulse sealer for, I don't know, under 50 bucks. So get you one of those and just start putting stuff in there and make an effort. Progress every day. Have something to show at the end of the day. Check out Panic Prepper. Yeah, he'll give you a bunch of information that you can do nothing with. Everyone will try to show up and want. Yeah, everybody wants to give away your food. Everybody wants to give away your money. Everybody wants a say. Everybody wants a vote on what happens, but they don't want to do the work, and they don't want to earn the money that pays for the results. You all have Facebook groups now, small town community Facebook groups for your town. And if you read through there, you will be amazed at how everybody's pissing and moaning and bitching and wants a say on somebody else's shit that they didn't earn. Well, that's terrible that they're going to tear that building down, or that's terrible they're going to put this other business in there. We need a bowling alley. We need a fucking pool hall. We need a, dollars, whatever it is. Well, the building sat empty for a decade. You didn't buy it. Everybody's pissing and moaning about their electric bills being up or the date of their service being changed. And some people can't afford it. You mean you can't afford it? Why? Because if you could, you wouldn't be pissing and moaning about it. But that's just it. You're starting to see grumblings right now, and you're seeing a combined effort to, I don't even know what they don't have a goal. They just want to piss and moan. And they're not taking the approach of, I should use this time to get a second job, or I should use this time to produce some food, so I'll save some on food and be able to pay for the gas. And we're talking, electricity here. Electricity comes from what? Natural gas. They've killed all the coal-fired power plants. Your electricity comes from natural gas. And we're sending all our natural gas to Europe. See, the people that put the embargoes and the sanctions on people, those are sanctions and embargoes on you, because it doesn't matter what the cost of whatever they're embargoing or what the outcome is, what the results are, because it doesn't affect them. Do you think the White House is saying, hey, let's turn the lights off in these rooms, or let's turn the thermostats down in this area of the house where we're not in? They're not. They don't care. The people that pass the laws are not affected by the laws. And you're going to see more and more of this. The people who don't work, the people who won't work, they're going to get more uncomfortable, and they will become dangerous. Ryan Ray, what's up, buddy? Was that you sending me the pictures of the trees mounded up? I love the Panic Prepper videos. They crack me up. You should do some more of those. Wyatt, I've been doing them almost literally every day on Instagram. And we're doing one episode a week on YouTube. What about the O2 packs? Do we sell them? I brought them in to sell them, and it was just more of a hassle. So we don't. If you're most of these people having this conversation right now it's like the people having the conversation about gold. Where should I buy gold? How should I buy gold? Well, how much gold are you buying? Because until you're buying 1,000 coins, it doesn't matter where you fucking buy them. Just fucking buy them and get them. Well, I thought I'd buy 1 or 2 a week. Well, it doesn't matter where you buy them at. You just don't understand. And the O2 things, for most people, they're not putting enough O2 in that they have to buy bulk O2. You can get them off Amazon. You can get them off eBay. Uline sells them. There's a ton of places you can buy them from. And for most people, I would just say buy them off Amazon, because you're going to get these things and you're going to have a handful of them. And most people are fucking lazy. Most people are lazy. They just don't do things. They want to talk about doing things, and they're always surprised when emergency arises. So most people that buy a couple hundred O2 absorbers, they're never going to have a couple hundred buckets. So just buy them where it's convenient to buy them. $4.30 comes quick. Yes, yes, it does. Yes, it does. And I feel tired. I've done a ton of outside manual labor today. I feel tired. And from torching and running the tractor and the wood mulch dust and stuff, it's in my throat. Like you can probably hear it right now. Man, that the wood mulch, it smells so fucking good though. So I feel tired. But when I get in bed at midnight, I won't be able to go to sleep. I'll just have a second wind. I'll fucking have the computer in my lap, 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll turn the fucking computer off, turn the lights off, and I'll toss and turn. So, Philip Strother, what's up, buddy? The shipping alone on 1 ounce a week makes the idea not worth it. So, if you're buying like that, whether it's silver or gold, buy from private parties because you also don't pay sales tax on it. And nobody knows who bought it. There's not like a record of it. You think Amex has a record of who they sold to? Fuck yes, they do. You think JM Bullion, Scottsdale, any of those places? Yeah, they got a fucking record of where it went to. So yes, they do. But there are a lot of silver and gold buying groups on Facebook, and you can buy from them, and you can Cash App it or Venmo it to them or PayPal it. Some of the guys take credit cards. I mean, there's a ton of ways. You can send them a certified check. There's a lot of ways to do it. And they rate each other. So when you get on there, when you get in one of these groups, and you have to be invited or find them, and you'll get in there, and you'll see dudes like, hey, here's what I have. I have 5 tubes of American Silver Eagles, or I have these two coins, whatever. When you click his name, when you click his picture, it'll show you every post he's made in the group. And don't buy from guys that have 1 or 2 posts. Buy from guys that have hundreds of posts. And a lot of guys will post, BIN, which means buy it now. That's how these groups work. Buy it now, pending references. And you will just see dudes show up and go, hey, I bought from him twice last week. I bought from him 15 times last year. And they'll vouch for him. And I don't know why other groups don't do that. When you look at other groups I'm in that sell like tactical gear and knives and patches and shit, they don't do that for some reason. And you always see dudes pissing and moaning. But that seems to really take care of its own. It takes care of itself. And you'll see guys like, hey, this is my second post for sale. I don't have any references. And some guys will, take that chance and other guys won't. But rest assured, they send that shit in a small flat rate box. You can put up to 9 tubes of silver coins or gold coins, 1 ounce coins in a small flat rate box. So shipping's $9. I think that's what it is. Other guys, if you're buying like 1 coin or 2 coin, they'll put it in a little bubble wrapper or in a flat rate envelope. Some guys will just mail it, and they'll tell you how they're going to ship it. And you can, ask for shipping or whatever. Some guys will. Some guys are like, fuck you, this is how I do it. And you can be cheap and fucking ship it just in a normal envelope with stamps on it. So have it shipped to a P.O. box, have it shipped to your mailbox, whatever you're comfortable with. But that's the way to buy silver and gold. And I don't really know how these guys make money on it. But I see guys that buy whole monster boxes, and I think a monster box is 20 or 25 tubes, and then they sell them. But there's not a huge margin on this shit. Like, there's not like a wholesale price on buying silver coins. And like, I went into the pawn shop here a week, 2 weeks ago, and just said, hey, you got any silver? I haven't been in there in, 6 months, a year maybe. And he laughed. He's like, we don't have any silver. He goes, I really think this price of silver is about to go up. I go, yeah, that's why you don't have any. Guys are buying it. Bobcat and coyote tax. Okay, so that's not you. Lower end users won't spend the time to rate reference the seller. What are we talking about, Amanda? Where's that? Went to the Amish Gardener Center today and bought River and $350 worth of veggie starts for the garden. Bought River. I don't know what that is, and the Amish Garden Center sounds cool. Matt Christopher, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Did you ever get that John Deere Gator you were going to get? Or whatever, something, I think you said John Deere, right? Strother, what's going on? Family members work at Walmart. They see people are buying more food. Can't keep paste in stock. So I don't know why the paste thing, paste. Okay, I'm thinking toothpaste. Can't keep paste in stock. You talking about like glue for kids, paste? You did say paste, right? Can't keep, oh, pasta. Yeah, dude, we haven't seen pasta. Our pasta aisle's been, and we don't even buy pasta at Walmart. We don't even eat pasta. It's very rare. We eat pasta maybe once every 2 weeks for a lunch, you know. Jeremy makes some fucking awesome pasta. Amanda makes some awesome pasta. But it's very rare, right? We stock it because it's very inexpensive. And the pasta aisle at Walmart for 6 months has been empty. Every time Amanda goes, she sends me a picture of pasta at Walmart. Because that's like the cheap foods. That's the thermometer, right? That's the barometer that takes the temperature of what's about to happen in society. We went for 4 or 5 months where there was no Top Ramen. I don't store any Top Ramen noodles. I did. I used to, and I would. They don't store. We had Top Ramen noodles that 2-3 years old. We opened them up, and they had disintegrated inside, and they were moving around. There's something in there that does not keep. And there's almost zero nutritional value to them. So store rice, and if you're going to store pasta, do not store elbows, bow ties, anything like that. It's the same shit. But when you start talking food storage, if you are not running out of room with your food storage, you don't have enough food. Like, I'm talking about you need to be like, this whole room is filled with buckets, and we can't put another bucket in without taking a bucket out. Like, you have literally bricked it in as though you filled the entire room with bricks. That's food storage. And when you're storing buckets of food storage, you can put way more weight, way more volume of spaghetti than you can macaroni or rigatoni or elbows. There's a ton of dead air in that thing. Almost 50% more if you fill it all the way with spaghetti. And if you're gonna get spaghetti, you can probably buy spaghetti cheaper than linguine, at least in bigger packages. I never see big packages of linguine. Linguine will cook faster because it's skinnier than spaghetti will. So think about that, keep that in mind. What's that translate to? Why do you care? Because you're using fuel, and if it comes to the time you're using food storage, you will not be able to get any more fuel. We buy large bags of flour and beans and canned food. I have access to it anytime, and also the Polaris 1000. Good for you, buddy. Right on, man. Right on. Sorted. It was a bit too high, so I needed some work. So it's not going anywhere. So I said, here's my price if you don't get it sold. Right on, man. Yeah, canary in the coal mine. Exactly, Lone Star. 50 likes and Jason Job. I don't know what that means. You're tagging somebody here, telling them to come in. So I got 57 thumbs up, 68 people on board right now on this ship. Click those thumbs up. This is free. You're spending your Saturday evening here. The least you could do is click the thumbs up button. 61 people, 18 likes. Come on. Yeah, Jason Job, gotcha. Thank you, buddy. I'm going back to catch some of these comments here I didn't get. 50 pounds of rice, 25 pounds of, okay, we've read all of them. Looking at another saw. Yeah, you've got a fucking problem, Matt. You do have a problem. How many fucking chainsaws do you own? That's awesome, though, man. You need to be doing an Instagram page on your saws, and you need a YouTube video, just a YouTube channel about your saws, and then monetize it, because you'll come up with a way to pay for those saws. I moved 14 bucket loads with the skid steer of chips today, yeah. And then I raked them out by hand. All right, guys, come on. There's 68 of you on here. We can have a conversation about whatever you want to have a conversation about, but I cannot walk around in circles and talk to myself. Did you get the organizers for the Rome 83 cases? I did. I do. Yeah, I got the Molly panel. You know what I've put on them? Not a fucking thing. Do you know what's in the boxes? Nothing. Nothing. I'll eventually put some, I'll probably use it for tie downs and toe straps and shit like that. Will we have a chainsaw demo? You want to come do one, Chris? Fuck, you'd be perfect. You want to come do a chainsaw demo? And show people just briefly how to sharpen them and premix and what a scrunch is and should they use chaps and do they need iPro, and you should carry a tourniquet with you everywhere you have a chainsaw, you know? Any alternatives to store fruit other than canned? Dried. Dried fruit or freeze-dried. Those are really your only alternatives. Cold cellar, cold storage. Apples. Certain types of apples store better than others. A lot of times they'll put them in sawdust, or they'll wrap them in newspaper and put them in sawdust inside wooden boxes. I don't know why wooden, probably because it breathes a little better. And then cool, dry place. I think I may order another tool apron and ask for Velcro upgrade to front to match the duty belt liner. Matt, send me a message before you do that. Got more rolling garden beds. Getting hard to Goose. They are getting hard to find, and I was buying them for $65 a few years ago, and then they were $100. Then last year they were $120, and now they're $150, and that's with a $10 markdown. And they are getting hard to get. Yes. You keep inventory of all the supplies you buy. Tom, what are we talking? Are we talking about for SOE? Are we talking about for manufacturing nylon gear? Or are we talking about for animals? Are we talking about for gardening? What are we talking about? How do you like the FUBAR? Oh, I think they're awesome. The FUBARs, I think they're great. I've got the big ones. I've got the smaller ones. We were ripping the floor out of an old trailer years ago, and that thing will can opener. Did you see a FUBAR or something? It'll can opener. It'll rip right through plywood like a can opener. And this thing will grab 2x4s and you can twist them right out of the wall. A lot of fire departments use these things. Proof COVID was bioweapon. This was planned. U.S. government is corporation like Walmart, making us into slaves. Wyatt, I don't think anybody here is going to disagree with you. And it's not you'll own nothing and be proud. You will live in the pod, you will eat the bugs, you will own nothing, and you will be happy. And that's Klaus Schwab that said that, of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund. They always telegraph their punch, and they've been saying this for a couple of years now. What they also said, you know, for people that don't know, look up Event 201. Just type Event 201 into YouTube. Watch whatever the shortest video you can find on it is. And what will probably happen is you'll be interested in it and you'll watch several more videos. So look up Event 201. They planned COVID-19. They war gamed it out. They called it COVID-19, and they did it in 2018. The patents for COVID-19 were applied for in 2016. Do you not see anything weird with that? Klaus Schwab said after that, the biggest threat to the world is no longer COVID-19, it's a cyber attack and the shutdown of the electrical grid. They always telegraph their punch. This is coming. There are 150, only 2 left at the local Tractor Supply. Picking up another one tomorrow. Chuck, yeah, man, I'd grab whatever you can grab, buddy. And the local Tractor Supply, when you check, there's probably 5 or 6 more within an hour of you. So figure out something else in that direction. Find a nice restaurant there. Take the wife. Go pick them up. Go have a nice meal. Go to the lake, whatever's there. I say lake because there's a fucking really cool lake by one of the Tractor Supplies we go to. Do you know who the major stockholders are on the company that out the patent on COVID? Chuck, I'm not sure. Thinking about mixing 25% potting mix, 25% garden soil, and 50% regular dirt. Austin, that would do it. I would rather see you cut the regular dirt down by 50% though. Put in 25%. If you could get some compost somewhere, man, I'd like to see you throw some compost in there. And we could even, I can give you some compost. I mean, I know how many beds you have, so we can send you home with some feed bags full of compost, which will have a lot of rabbit shit in it, which will be great. But I would like to see you cut that garden, that natural dirt down by about 25% at least. So let's do that. And when you're mixing that soil, you can take a handful of each bag and put it in your bed there, your raised carts. Or you don't have raised carts, that's right. I gave you the other ones, the water troughs. So, and you need to drill holes in those if I haven't already. If I didn't put holes in them, I think I did. But get you some holes for drainage. And you can fill, you can put a little bit of other stuff on the bottom of that thing too. You can put some firewood or something in there. I know you got the low ones. But mix that soil up, right? So take a big cup your hands together and have the bags right there by the tubs and put equal amounts in there and kind of mix it up as you're doing it. And same thing with the compost. Mix it all in at the same time. If you have birth certificate, you're a mini corporation yourself. Yes. Yes, especially Canada, Europe, it's all that shit. Tractor Supply is getting beds transferred to me from another store 50 miles away that has more in stock. Yeah, if you go online and order them, they have in-store pickup, and they will transfer them from other stores, and they won't charge you for the transfer. Bill Gates and World Health Organization, ones that jumped out. Gotcha. Congress, large outbreak bird flu, too large flock. Yeah, it happens all the time. You're hearing a lot about it right now. And what they're starting to do, when it happens in your near area, people will start coming around and they're wanting to catalog your flock. They want to do that so they can kill your flock. That's happening in a few states. You're starting to hear grumblings of that. Especially it's happening throughout Europe. You're hearing a lot of the big bird producers start putting pressure on authorities to catalog and remove small-scale poultry, like home poultry guys like us, because we don't know what to look for. So they need to kill our birds so that our birds can't pass it around. But yet it doesn't pass from our birds. Our birds don't come in contact with other birds, and if our birds get it, it's coming from wild birds. So, and if you're interested in hearing more about that, I would listen to some Ice Age farmer stuff. here now. Friends work for Bridgestone. They were hit by ransomware from Russia. Pandemic woke a lot of people up in our government. Our government did a ton of horrible shit, and that's why they're using all this COVID money to buy armored vehicles and weapon systems. What do you mean weapon systems, John? Like an AR? No, weapon systems. Like vehicles with weapon systems on them. RoboCop kind of shit. There's a fucking police department here in Tennessee that bought 6 military-grade drones. Like there's a lot of money, like billions of dollars being spent, millions of dollars being spent by local police departments because the government did heinous shit and the government is scared of the people they're doing that shit to. Yeah, they're using the PCR test on the birds. So they could just dial that rheostat up. They could just dial that number up when they test your birds and say whatever they want it to say. Like you said for years, we can handle 2 bad events hitting our country at the same time. It's the third, yes. It's warm enough in here. It's warm enough in here that the air has kicked on. Looks like we have some large tool bags going. These will be black with OD Velcro and handles. Are these large? Yeah, they are large. Looks like we're missing something here. Missing handles. These are not. Yeah, something's not right here. Maybe they've already got them. Maybe they're already sewing the handles. That's why. Looks like I've got NSW admin panels going too. Do I have any black day packs? Jesus, man, get on the website, SOE Tactical Gear. Get on the website, soetacticalgear.com. If you see one, if it will let you put one in cart, then I have one. If it won't, people have bought them. I've got a few hanging on the hooks, but I don't know if I own them anymore or if people have purchased them. And you're going to find out literally the same way I would find out. There seems that everything is an attack on the self-sufficient lifestyle now. I believe that's the same reason that they don't, a lot of municipalities are like, you can't hold water. Because if you can hold water, they can't just turn your water off when you don't do what they want you to do. I would have said, hey, send some weapons. You're going to fight Putin for 10 years. I don't believe a damn thing the government tells us, and anybody that needs to go green. I agree with that. Saw a video of Ukraine President Zelensky telling us to go green. Yeah, we'll get right on that. How's that going for Germany right now? Isn't Germany super duper green? Isn't Germany, didn't they turn off all their nuclear shit and everything? How's that working out for Germany right now with their gas pipelines and shit? As James said, the first thing any modern military does to an enemy is take down their water and electric. Yeah. I just bought paint for the model project that I'm on, $90 a gallon for Benjamin Moore. Right on. Oh, remodel. Got it. So you're saying that the paint is high. I bought a bunch of Sherwin-Williams paint, and it was ridiculously expensive a few years ago. weren't allowed to collect rainwater, but we were also penalized for using too much water. Yeah. State of drought, state of drought. Get out of there. Pippa Malgren, economist. She breaks down how the world's financial system will switch accounting systems to and digital money. Yeah, every car manufactured by 2025, is that what I heard? 2025? Every car has to have a kill switch, but they're doing it for your own good because you're too dumb. So that if your car is stolen, they can turn it off. Yeah, who the fuck believes that? Doesn't OnStar do that already? They're doing that. They want that built in by the manufacturer so that government can turn your car off. Oh, you didn't pay child support? Oh, you didn't pay fines? Oh, you said this on social media? This is all about social credit score. This is all about manipulating you to not do things they don't want you doing. And one grandson, right on, man. Seen video of world government meeting, they said we're going to digital money and nothing will be private. Lady said we need to make more laws to protect that privacy. Yes. Yeah, everybody knows it's happening. Everybody knows this is coming. Most people, it's just talking. They're not really doing anything about it. All right, guys, I'm off of here. Evaluate what you do with your time. While you're holding that thing in your hand and you're watching whatever it is you're watching after this, ask yourself if it's adding to you or taking. And if it puts you in a state of fear, what can you do about it? And if you can't do anything about it, don't spend your time on it right now. This really is the answer, though. Every problem you have right now comes from politicians. They pass more and more laws. They take away more and more of your rights. They take away more and more of your money. And then they pass laws for you that they don't have to abide by. 95% of the problems in every one of your lives comes from things that politicians have done. Chris, I'll see you Monday, man. Good night, guys.